What is going on, guys? We are back, and today we're going to be doing some more base upgrades. We're going to be upgrading our base into the future, of course, of wireless everything. Wireless power transmission, wireless storage. Wireless stuff is great. I mean, who doesn't love wireless stuff? Come on. Wi-Fi? Come on. But we're going to be doing power first, and to do that, we need to use the QuantumFlux mod, which gives us the RF entangler and the RF exciter. Essentially what this is you hook up the RF entangler, and it allows you to wirelessly access your power using RF exciters. And I don't know what the max range is, but we don't really need to worry about that. Maybe it doesn't even have a max range. That would be really broken, but I don't know. But the RF exciters can access 100 RF per tick, and then you throw on these exciter upgrades, which allow it to access another 100 RF per tick. So it's pretty simple, and eventually I will go back through and upgrade all the stuff in our base so we're not using cables anymore. But for now, we're just going to be doing our wireless storage today using the RF exciter. But first, we can come down here. This thing is running beautifully. And something that's very weird that I've noticed is it has not consumed like any ender pearls. So we'll check right now. It is at, oh, okay, so there, just used one. See, but it doesn't change what it says on here. Maybe that's a glitch, that it doesn't change what it shows on here. I was going to say, it hasn't used any ender pearls since I've been on here working. It's weird. But if we break through here, we can come back to the side that we're outputting the power on. And I won't completely get rid of this system yet, so we're just going to toss this thing right here. And that's essentially all you have to do. It now has power in it. It's hooked up to this. So we can cover up the wall and essentially just forget about it. We don't have to configure it at all. Nothing. It just binds to our player, so whenever we place an RF exciter, those will access the RF entangler over there. So just to show you guys that this does in fact work, we can put down some universal cables, throw down the RF exciter, and you can see that it is getting power. So it's not super fast with giving power, obviously, because it's only 100 RF per tick, but I don't know how much power even the storage system will use, so not super worried about that. And I actually want to place the storage system over here. You don't need to access it manually, but you do need a place to put it. So there's nothing over here. We might as well put it over here. And okay, so I did cut back into the wall a little bit over here, I guess. It doesn't take up much room either. It just needs power to be run somewhere. So what we can do is, let me get my wrench right here. We can dump all this random junk in here. We're not going to have to worry about that in the future. Don't worry. But we can get rid of these because we're not going to need these for today. Eventually, I will go through and get rid of all of these because these are pretty expensive to make, actually. So if we can avoid using them, we might as well, and because we want to be cool and be wireless. But so we don't want these to be hooking up to our system at all. I think that should be okay. And then what we need to go do is some crafting for RFTools. So some of you guys requested that I actually do some more of my crafting on camera, and so I'm trying to do half and half. I didn't craft the wireless power on camera, but we are going to craft some of the storage stuff on camera. And I should have everything in my inventory that we need to do the crafting, so don't worry, it won't take a while. So if we go through here, there's a lot of stuff for RFTools, but a lot of that is just these stupid dimlets that you get for making different worlds when you're using the dimension builder. But what we need are the storage systems, so remote storage and modular storage. Now these two are different. Modular storage doesn't require power, and all you have to do is throw an upgrade in there and you can use it like a big chest, up to 300 stacks. The remote storage, you can use 4 different upgrades that all can get 300 stacks, and then you can wirelessly access all 4 of those upgrades using one thing that you keep in your inventory. So we can remotely access 1200 stacks of whatever we have, throw things in there, take things out, search for things. So I'm really excited to get this going because whenever I'm crafting stuff, I hate that I have to keep running all over my base to get things. So this will be very nice, and we can get rid of all these random chests and stuff, and eventually I'll have it filter out all this crap that we throw in there, if that is possible. So the first thing that we need to make is the remote storage system, which is very easy to make because I made way too many of these machine frames the last time I was doing this. So we got the machine frames. Let's see, does it require? It does require a chest. Luckily, I have a bunch of wood. We're actually going to need a lot of chests for today, so I'm just going to make a bunch. Oh my god, why did I do that? I made stupid oak wood slabs that we're never going to need to use ever again. Ugh, I need to not shift click so much. Okay, so we only need 1 remote storage for now. I don't even know if like Non-Sanity has more than 1 remote storage, so I'm not super worried about us running out of storage space. And we can actually set this thing up right now. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this, because it doesn't actually need to be on the ground. So what I actually want to try is, let's try throwing it right here. I think it would look good being at eye level. And then we can throw, I don't know if we can throw the RF exciter right on the back of this. Let's try. Oh, so we can throw the RF exciter right on the back of that. Nice. So that's essentially, this is our wireless storage system right here. Wirelessly powered wireless storage system. Doesn't have any upgrades in it, but it is the storage system. Now, once I get this running, I'm going to see the exact amount of RF that it needs so that I don't waste exciter upgrades. They are not super bad to make, but they are a little annoying to make. So, you know, we'll be able to see if it's losing power, we throw one on, see if it's gaining power. If it's not, you throw another one on, and that will be that. So now we go all the way to the back of this page right here, and you got these green different upgrades right here. There's pretty much just a row of them. They're not all on one row, but that's essentially it. So the first thing is the storage module tablet, and this is what you charge. You keep it in your inventory, and it is going to allow you to access whatever storage system you have bound to it. And then you have the storage module tier 1, 2, and 3, and it goes 100 stacks, 200 stacks, 300 stacks. So we're going to be using tier 3. They're not super annoying to make, and we only need 4 of them, so not too bad. And then we're going to need 1 remote storage module. So essentially, I don't really know if I'm doing this wrong, but essentially what I did was, I did this in my single player test world, and I just threw 4 of these storage modules in, 1 in each of these, and then I just threw this storage, or the wireless storage module in this side, and just moved it from one to the other. And it binds itself to each one, but you know what, I'll explain it later. It's kind of hard to explain, so we should just get crafting, but it's something, it's a little weird. So essentially we need to make 4 of these, which is not bad. I got the gold nuggets on us, we have the chests, and we're actually going to need, we need a chest for each of these, so we're going to need a lot more chests, unfortunately. But we do have a lot of extra wood on us, so, you know, cue the inappropriate jokes. Ha ha ha. Oh man, they don't stack. That is the death of me. Okay, so now we need to go to tier 2, which is essentially everything the same except no gold nuggets and no iron. And you know, we're going to need another chest for this. So we got to take all this stuff out so that we can craft more chests. Oh my god, I am running out of inventory space so much right now. Let's just make, we're going to need to make a little bit over 8 more, I think, right? No, we'll go with 8. We actually might be okay with 8. Can't do math in my head. It's super early right now. I can't even be bothered to think. Oh, so what was it? There's gold, and then we got the redstone, the upgrades, and I think the nether quartz was on the side. Yes, it was. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the next upgrade, this one is the one that's a little bit pricey, is going to be all the different blocks, which I have. Luckily, we don't need diamond blocks. I needed that for something earlier, but not for this. Can get, oh, you know what? I didn't make any quartz blocks. I forgot to do that. Darn it. Got to take everything out again. I was forgetting why I made a mass amount of quartz. Oh, you know what? You don't need that much quartz. That's what it is. Okay, so we need 2 more blocks. There we go. Okay, and then we got the redstone, the gold, the upgrade, and the chest. So there we go. Tier 3, tier 3, tier 3, and tier 3. Boom. So what we can do is we can come over here now, and we can throw all of these in here. And what they will do is, actually, they don't do anything yet because I can't show you guys what I was talking about until I make this, the remote storage module, which essentially is the same thing except you just need some ender balls on the top. So I think I have extra ender pearls. Yeah, okay. And then iron, redstone, and nether quartz. So we only need 1 of these. And we come over here. You can see that this is lit up now because it's got power and because we have stuff in here. And then we throw this in, and you can see it changes colors. It gets a remote ID. And I believe that this probably shares remote IDs with all the different guys on the server. So that probably means that there's 10 different storage modules currently. So then we throw it on this one, it's 11, this one it's 12, and you can see that when I throw it on there, it like kind of creates an actual storage module. Now it says 0 out of 300 stacks compared to this one where it does not have an ID and it doesn't show how many stacks it has. So I don't know if you're supposed to need to do that, but then we can just rebind it to the first one. I don't think it really matters which it's bound to. But now these can store things. So the only other thing that we need to make is the storage module tablet, which isn't bad either. Just takes an emerald. Luckily we have an emerald. And we also have cheaty ways of getting the emerald, but we're not going to use those, so don't worry. So we come over here, and I'm forgetting how to make it. Oh, you know what, we're going to need a block of quartz. Another one. Oh my gosh. I would be mad if it weren't for equivalent exchange 3, because I'm a cheaty bastard. And I'm pretty sure I messed up the recipe. There we go. Okay, so now we have this, and I think all we do is go into our inventory and craft this together. And boom, we get a storage module tablet that has nothing in it. It's got no energy though, so we need to come over here and charge it to our handy dandy charging pad. Hello, Brink V2.0. How are you doing over in that corner? You doing good? You doing good? Oh, it's charging this first and then it'll charge this. Okay, so I didn't realize that it charges each thing in your inventory at different times. Okay, so it only stores 20,000 RF. And let's make sure our power is okay on this thing. I don't know if it uses more power per item in there, but now if we right click we can access it and say we want to put some dirt in there, we can just shift click some dirt in and come over here, and you can see the first one has 1 stack of 300 of dirt. So then if we go through here we can click cycle and we go to the next one. Cycle again, this would be the next one, cycle again, 4th one, and cycle again, and we are back at the first one. And if we were to just, let's just say shift click a bunch of this crap in here, then we can go through and search it out and grab it out when we need it. So this is really nice. Let's just shift click all this stuff out of here, because a lot of this stuff is not things that I would want in here. But I'm curious if there's a way to automate this so that you throw things in here and you just shift click crap in here, and then you could cycle certain things out. So you have it like pull items out, go buy a trash can where it dumps certain items in, and then you cycle it back in. Because I don't think there's any other way to remotely access a storage system, so there would be no way to remotely access something that would put it in here after it's filtered, so you might have to do a loop pulling it out. So I'm actually going to look into that right now. So I will be back and we can finish up our automated storage system. Okay guys, so we're back, and surprisingly enough I actually managed to figure out on my own how to do this. It's pretty cheap too, and I think we already have some of the things that we're going to need. We're going to need 1 logistical sorter, we're going to need these logistical transporters, we're going to need this trash can, and then we only have to craft like 2 things. So what we're going to have to craft is 1 remote storage module, which isn't too bad. We already crafted that. Very easy to make, so we'll just make 1 more of those. Can't even remember how to make it. Okay, we're going to try and remember how to make it. I think we're going strong here. I think we're going very strong. Oh man, oh I remembered. I'm so good. And then also the other thing that we're going to need is a modular storage, and eventually we're going to need more of these depending on how often we're going to be using our wireless storage, but for now this will do just to show you guys the concept I have. So oh my god, I can't even remember what this is. Is it iron and redstone? No. I'm trying to be all smart. No, it's quartz and redstone. I messed it up. Oh my gosh. I'm terrible at remembering recipes. I was always horrible at those games where you flip over cards and you're supposed to like remember which is which. I can never do those because I have a horrible like short-term memory. Got really good long-term memory, but horrible short-term memory. So essentially what we are going to do here is we're going to access the first one. So what we need to do is take, did I leave the wireless storage thing over here? Oh my gosh, I did. I'm bad. And then we'll probably want to make a muffler too, and you guys are going to see why. But so we take the remote storage module, and the first one, let's just say the first one is the one we're going to use. So we go to the first one, remote ID 10, and we need to figure out which that is on this. So I don't know which is which. Let's see which one we're on right now. Okay, so we are on the first one right now. So we can just throw one piece of dirt in there. And then what we can do is we can put down this modular storage, and I kind of want to put it down back here because we don't need to see this for any reason. And yeah, it's not going to hold anything really. So let me take this and we throw this remote storage module in there, which essentially makes this it wirelessly accesses the thing that we're wirelessly accessing. So this is kind of like a middleman for this right here. And you don't really need this. You actually would never need this if it weren't for this kind of sorting thing that I want to do. And the reason is because you cannot pull things out of this because there's no inventory slot. You can't access anything here. But if you come to this, you can manually pull things out. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up this logistical sorter, and we can just point it out this side because eventually we are going to get rid of this, so we'll have more space over here. So we point this out the side, and then we take one logistical transporter, and we can just place the trash can right above it. We can keep it nice and compact, place the trash can right above it. And you can see that it immediately ticks and throws it out. And that is because this has auto eject on, and it's got an item filter for dirt too. But I don't think we need auto eject on. I think we want that off. And so essentially what we're going to have to do is say, okay, I don't want this random item or this random item and this random item. And what it'll allow us to do is it won't sort things necessarily, but it will allow us to automatically or wirelessly trash things from our inventory. So it's pretty convenient. All we need to do is make sure that we're always using the first one, because we're only accessing the first one over here, and eventually we'll be able to do more. We can access more of these, but it will take more logistical sorters and stuff, so not really looking forward to that right now. We'll just do the first one. We got 300 stacks to use, so if all the junk is being cleaned out of there, I can't imagine we'll use that very fast. So what we're going to do is, I don't actually know if we need to do this, but we are going to configure this to be dark blue, and then everything in here that we want to sort is going to be set to dark blue. So dirt is going to be set to dark blue, and we'll save it there. And so if we come over here with the storage module, we're going to access it. We should be on the first page. We throw some cobble in there, it stays. You throw some dirt in there, it gets pulled out. So that's essentially what we want. Now the next thing that I could do if I really wanted to take this a step further, which we might do later, is hook it up so if I throw cobble in here, it could get turned automatically into stone. And I believe there's a way to put these in a stack, right? Compact equal stacks. Okay, cool. But we could do some intense stuff like that. Like if we ever throw ores in here, it gets put over in our ore system. If we ever, throw anything in here, it gets sent over to wherever it needs to go. So that might be something fun to do later, but for now, we can get rid of these chests. I'll do this off camera because I'm going to have to move all this stuff, but we can enjoy the fact that, we access this, boom, dirt, it's gone. It is trashed. Now, yes, we need to make sure that we are very careful with this because we don't want to trash things we don't want to lose, because that would be very bad. So just going to fill these in right here, these empty holes, so we don't get anything spawning back here. And we can cover this up, and our storage system for the time being is done. And it looks like I managed to lose a stone block somewhere. So that's our storage system, and then all we have to do is maybe make like a door over here. We can make a carpenter's door. I think I should have carpenter's blocks. If they're not over here, they should be in these chests somewhere. We could have wirelessly accessed them if we had this set up, but I have to wait. So we can make a carpenter's door, and I think I have a carpenter's hammer over here somewhere. Or no, maybe Brink let me borrow his. Whatever, I'll fix that off camera, but we can come right here and just throw down. Yeah, let's throw this there, boom, and boom. And eventually we'll do the one that's like flush with the wall, so then we can come back here, and I'll expand this a little bit so that we have some room, but we just access this, and it's like, oh, it seems like a lot of this junk is building up in our storage system. Boom, throw it in there, and we're good. So these chests are inferior now. Haha. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to do, but I can't even remember what it was. Well, that's unfortunate. Man, what did I want to... Okay, you know what? There was something that I really wanted to do, but I can't remember what it is now, and it's going to bother me a lot. But I guess we're going to call it there for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked all the wireless automation. If you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments as always. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to give it a like. It helps me out a lot. And I will talk to you guys later.